Been reading a lot of DC and Marvel, so time to give somebody else a chance here. Let's see, which one should I go with today? How about Hellboy? How's it going, everybody? Shaun here. Welcome to another episode of the Comic Corner. Today is March 23rd, 2019, which means today is Hellboy Day. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Shaun, you're not that big of a Hellboy fan. Yes, I know. I have the first graphic novel right here, but that's not the whole reason for this video. Right now, we're getting in preparation for the new film, Hellboy, which is going to be released out in theaters April 12th. Now, this is not a promotional video, but I want to do this because over at Things in Other World, which I mentioned about a couple of weeks back on my second episode of the Comic Corner, I talked about how they do some really interesting things at that shop. Well, guess what? They're actually releasing promotional things for the new film to kind of get ready for it. So I'm heading out there right now to go and check out to see what they've got. So let's go to Things in Other World out at Universal City Walk. Here we go. Okay, I am finally here at Things in Other World. One of the signs out here, of course, has Hellboy himself right there. We're about to go inside. There it is. There's some of the stuff right there. It's not one of the freebies, but look at this. They have a little action figure, fully posable action figure of Hellboy. In case you're wondering how much this guy costs, $17.99. Alright, here is my Hellboy loot. I decided to go ahead and get the Hellboy action figure because I don't actually have a Hellboy action figure. So what's really interesting about this one is that it looks like an old style classic packaging. We got other characters here too. We got Abe Sapien, we have Liz Sherman and Lobster Johnson. Hellboy, date of birth December 23rd, 1944. Hellboy was discovered by Professor Trevor Bruttenholm in 1944 on I'm thinking I'm pronouncing that right, Island, Scotland. He works for the BPRD, the International Non-Governmental Agency investigating paranormal activity across the globe. There he is right there, Mr. Hellboy himself. For the freebies, we got this special pin. They have 3 of them, but this is the main one right here, Mr. Hellboy himself right there. We got some temporary tattoos here. We got Hellboy, the logo, one of the other characters, and Hellboy again. We also have a window decal. If you were to reverse it, it would look something like that. That's pretty cool. Window decal. Got a bookmark, so if you like reading a graphic novel. In fact, I'll just go ahead and pull out my graphic novel. I brought it with me. Let's say you're reading a page and you're like, oh, I want to take a break. You can do this. You can take the back side and make it look like his arm's sticking out and just slide it on in there like this. Perfect, right? And then last but not least, oh no, actually 2 more things. We got a poster here. I think they said there was multiple posters, but I think this was the only one they had at the moment. We got a timeline of Hellboy, like the different comics and his life. And then as we open it up, there's the poster right there. I got my scarf in the way. Sorry about that. But yeah, that is the poster. That is really, really nice. This is celebrating 25 years of Hellboy. And here is the first issue, or should I say a 25th anniversary issue of issue number 1, Seed of Destruction. Right there. And I believe it is a reprint of the original first issue. That is awesome. So that is all the stuff for Hellboy Day here at Things in Other World. Come and check it out while you can, while supplies last. I'm pretty sure they will have a few items for a couple of days, but a lot of this stuff is still there, so go and check it out. I would say out of all the things in this collection, I definitely like getting the freebie comic books. I'm always a fan of getting free comics. Also, just to let you guys know, Free Comic Book Day is coming this May, the first weekend of May, I should say. And I'll be here at Things in the World as Green Lantern. I'll be cosplaying a little bit and showing the different comics I collected from the Free Comic Book Day. I'll try and make it out to the other comic book shop, Earth 2 Comics, but it's kind of sketchy because I think I'll be busy that day with maybe nighttime stuff, but we'll see. But on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching Hellboy Day. I think that was a success, right? Ooh, before I forget, let's go ahead and check out this week's comics I got from right here at Things from Another World. Starting off with Batman issue 67. This is a rather interesting one because it's mostly just him chasing somebody. I'm not going to say who it is at the end, but it has a very interesting end to this comic. And I would have to say that 90% of this comic has no dialogue. So this is an interesting one. Yes, this is a variant cover. This is actually a nice one, so go and check it out. Here we have Justice League issue 20, New Justice, as you can see right there underneath the DC logo. But what's interesting is that this comic, the cover I should say, is a little deceiving because it looks like he's fighting Superman, but that doesn't happen until the very end. In fact, they just start fighting near like the last couple of pages, so I was a little disappointed with how they kind of deceived me a little bit with this cover, but it's an interesting read still, so go and check this one out. Justice League issue 20. Moving from DC to Marvel, we've got Spider-Man Life Story 1, the 60s. Now, this is a cool one because this is taking place during the 1960s for Spider-Man. You'll see like the different story arcs, and the art style is very interesting because it reminds me of the Ultimate Spider-Man. I think the artist for this one is the same artist that did the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. So this is a really good one. I really recommend this one. They're going to be issuing out a second one. It's going to be Spider-Man Life Story, the 70s. So go and check this one out. It's really interesting. Now, I saw this advertised in some of the comics. I was like, yay, this is going to be interesting. A new series of Spider-Man comics based off of the game. Well, not really, because this is Spider-Man City at War #1. It's called Gamerverse. But what's interesting is that this is basically a comic version of the game. I thought they were going to be releasing new stories based off of the game, like after he defeated the Negative Man, or whatever his name was. It's basically just a kind of like a comic version of the game. So if you haven't played the game, then you can check out the comic, or if you have played the game, that's pretty much what it is like right now in the comics. So, but right now, the first issue is based off of the video game itself. That's probably why it's called the Gamerverse. Now, I thought this was going to be the last issue, but it's not. It's issue 6 of Solo, a Star Wars story. A continuation of where we left off from issue 5, of course. This is based off of the Ron Howard film Solo, a Star Wars story. It does put a little bit more depth and detail into the story because I know there's not a whole lot that they can put into the movie. Otherwise, they probably would have had a 4-hour movie or 3-hour movie. So there is more detail, I think, in the comics. So if you didn't get a whole lot of info from the movie, definitely check out the comics. And if you don't have all the comics, be sure to check out the graphic novel because I'd say it's totally worth it. Going to quickly go to Dark Horse Comics here with Avatar issue 3, Tsu'Tey's Path, Flight of Passage. Now, I want to say something very quickly about this because, as we all know, Disney and 20th Century Fox merged into one whole company, so now Disney owns Fox, which means they also own Avatar, which is a 20th Century Fox property. Now, I do not know if that means that Dark Horse will lose the rights to Avatar and send it to Marvel, because that's what they did with Star Wars. I really don't know. But anyways, they got Avatar issue 3. I have been reading this series. It's very interesting. Go and check it out. And yes, I already showed this comic, but I'm going to go ahead and show it again. This is Hellboy issue 1, the 25th anniversary edition of the first issue of Seed of Destruction. This is the very first Hellboy comic, 25th anniversary edition. It's really cool. I'm going to show you something very quickly. They actually have a page in here that has almost everybody's signatures. This is really, really cool. Congratulations to Mike Magnolia on 25 years of Hellboy from all of us at Dark Horse Comics. This is a really cool comic, guys, and this was free, by the way, when I got it, so I don't know how much this will cost later on in the future, but this is definitely worth having in your collection. This is Avengers versus X-Men. I actually borrowed a previous copy or previous version, a hardback copy from a friend of mine, and I saw this at Things to Know the World. I was like, hey, I better get this because I got to return this to him soon. So yes, I finally have my own version of this comic, or a graphic novel, I should say, but I think this one's a little bit smaller than the one I have previously from my friend, so I might be missing a few issues, but still, this is a really cool graphic novel. Avengers versus X-Men, and obviously now Disney owns the X-Men, so this has to happen. Avengers versus X-Men at some point here for Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there you go. Those are the comics I got for this week. Hope you liked them. Go and check them out. That's it, folks. That is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button. It is greatly appreciated. Be sure to check out my other videos right here on YouTube, as well as my other channels. The Educational Series, the Disneyland Video Series, and the Travel Town Series. By the way, I also do weekly updates right here at Universal Studios Hollywood, both in the park and at City Walk. Go and check them out. I have a whole playlist of videos. Alright, thank you so much for watching. And since I say in Hollywood, and yes, I'm in Hollywood. In fact, I'm at City Walk, Universal City Walk. That, my friends, is a wrap.